Yes, and welcome to another video. This is the preview for Southampton, big game. We've got loads to talk about, guys. Before we do, I want to say a massive shout out to the guys at OneFootball. They sponsored today's video. If you don't know what OneFootball is or who they are, they basically downloaded, well, they've created a sick app that you can download. It's completely free. When you download it, select City as your favourite team or Southampton if you're a Southampton fan, and you'll get all the team news straight to your phone. So I'm talking stuff like match previews, match reports, team lineups, in-game stats, in-game commentary, transfer news, transfer rumours, like absolutely flooded with stuff, and it's completely free. If you use the link in the description or the pinned comment or the QR code that was on screen, you can download it completely free, and you do help support the channel, so we really appreciate your support. Right, let's get into it then, bro. This is a big game, yeah? Like, to be fair, like, sometimes I feel like people disrespect Southampton a little bit, yeah? Because, you know what I mean, it's Southampton, but these guys can play football when they want to. You know, sometimes they can be a bit trash in it, but they can play football sometimes. They've lost the last match, but that was their only loss in the last 5. 1-2, drawn 2. We need to be on our game, because what I don't want as well is, because we've got this 2-week gap coming up after Southampton, I don't want to be going into that 2-week gap with, like, a loss or a draw. You know what I mean? Because that's dead. I'll be fuming for 2 weeks. You know what I mean? I want a win, right? We need to get the dub here.
Yeah, we need to basically just continue, innit? Continue as we've been going, innit? I think we should have like a big pickup after Chelsea. The players should be buzzing. I mean, it feels like absolute ages since last time I played. I'm still the thing that I feel like City do play better when we're playing more frequently than what we're playing right now. But obviously because we're out the Carabao, that's not been happening. But nevertheless, this is still going to be a difficult game. I always look at Southampton as one of them games where I don't know how it's going to go. Every single season when you see it, I'm just like, ooh, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, they've beat us before, and it's like been dodgy. Do you remember that time Zinchenko had like a really bad game, and everyone was like, yeah, he's dusted. He beat us then.
That was it that Che Adam guy scored a goal from like 40 yards or something?
Yeah, he scored a worldie, and it was like his first goal for 2 years or some
yeah,
weird
sounds
stuff.
about right, yeah.
So yeah, I really don't like playing Southampton, especially it's away as well. So that's made it even worse for me. And obviously, when we played these last, I don't really remember the game that much. All I know is that it was 0-0.
Yeah.
So
let me go through their recent fixtures then and results, because their form's been pretty mad, yeah. So I'm starting with the most recent game here, 3-1 against Wolves. Then they beat Brentford 4-1, beat Swansea 3-2 in the Cup, drew with Tottenham 1-1. Beat West Ham, big result, 3-2.
That's big.
2-2 against Crystal Palace, and then the loss against Arsenal 3-0. So it's they can get results, and they're doing all right. You know what I mean? I'm looking at results like beating West Ham, that's a big result. Drawing against Tottenham, that's a big result.
And
like,
they're down to 10 men on that as well.
Yeah, and they get some big results, but then, like, you know, they're also doing stuff like getting panned 3-1 off Wolves and stuff, like not beating Palace and, you know, scraping a win against Swansea. You know, so it's going to be a weird one. It depends what Southampton turn up. It's probably going to be a good Southampton, because I'm pretty sure they'll be up for it. You know, playing the Premier League champions. You know, we're doing really well in the league. I think they'll be proper up for it. But we also need to be up for it, because if they do turn up, we need to make sure that we're on our game, bro.
Yeah, we need to make sure we're on our A game, innit, and we can hit top gear, innit. None of this slow stuff, innit. Let's go at it. Let's go at it and go ham from the off.
Yeah, no, definitely. Something that you mentioned to me before we started recording, bro, and I think this is vital, and it's so good for us again, and it's the fact that we play before Liverpool and Chelsea. Obviously, we are playing the late game actually on Saturday, but we play before Liverpool and Chelsea. It just allows us guys to increase that lead. In fact, I'm going to stop talking about Chelsea, bro, because they're out the race, innit? They're done. They're out the race. So let's just talk about Liverpool. We have the opportunity again, guys, to put more pressure on Liverpool. Yes, I know, you know, you'd be thinking that they're going to win their game, but if we can win our game, increase that lead to even more, that's going to put massive pressure on Liverpool, you know what I mean? And they're still without Salah and Mane. You know, I when you're at the top of the table, you want to be playing first, because you're putting the team underneath you pressure. You know what I mean? They've got to win just to stay with you, not even to like close the gap. So this is massive. I've said before, yeah, I think if we win our next 3 Premier League matches, I think we'll be Premier League champions. And it starts with this game against Southampton.
Yeah, I think it's... But the thing is, the games that they're playing, so say like when Liverpool they play this weekend and that, or like even when Chelsea, anyone really, when they're playing, it's fine, and usually you'll be like, yeah, they should get a result there, kind of thing, and you kind of just tick it off and go, yeah, that should happen. But when we play first, it it puts the pressure on them, innit? Because then, like you say, they, as much as they'll be clawing points back if they get the 3 points, but it doesn't do anything for them really, because they'll still be second. Liverpool will still be second, so that's kind of like a little bit demoralising kind of situation, because no matter what they do, we're still top until we mess up. So if they see us again, do you know what I mean? They go, oh, they've won again. Do you know what I mean? Ruining football and that. It's meant for us. If we win this game, we go 14 points clear Liverpool again, and yes, we'll have 2 games in hand, but still, like you always say, bro, points on the board is better than a game in hand.
Absolutely, yeah, big match for City. It's another big match for Raheem Sterling, who will probably play. Obviously, Mahrez is on the plane back now from the African Cup of Nations after being dumped out of the AFCON, which no one really expected the run that Algeria have been on. But Sterling's going to play this game. Sterling's been in brilliant form, scored a goal or assisted in every single game in December, got Premier League Player of the Month. That first 20 minutes against Marcos Alonso against Chelsea was absolutely electric. Yeah, he absolutely rinsed him. A little bit frustrating that I don't think the team gave him the ball enough after that. You know what I mean? He sort of died off a little bit, but I don't think that was really his fault. I just think the team wasn't really providing him with anything really. So he kind of struggled after that. But the first 20 minutes, he absolutely had Marcos Alonso on toast. I'm going to be really looking forward to see Sterling in this game. I think if he can play like he did in that first 20 minutes against Chelsea and how he's been playing, prior to that, I just think that he could cause real, problems. And I think that Sterling is back, yeah. I think it's right to say Sterling is back. I think the numbers that he hit in December and the way he started against Chelsea,
that's not a question anymore, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm excited to see him play football now. You know what I mean? And I've not been able to say that about Sterling for a long time, but now he's back on that right wing, like we've been saying for years. I'm excited to see him. I want to see him in the team sheet, and I'm excited for when he gets the ball. I'm excited.
Yeah, you see Sterling get the ball nowadays, and because he's so confident and he's buzzing, it's like he gets set up and he starts running the defender. Do you know what I mean? He started making he makes the decisions a lot faster. We said this when he was like kind of getting back to form. It was taking him a while to decide whether he wants to pass it or take on the man. But now it's almost just like second nature for him. He's just doing it. But obviously we know he's a confidence player in that, and obviously he's very confident right now. And he showed that against Chelsea for like the first 20 minutes. The guy was doing like roulettes and that. Do you know what I mean? He was absolutely smashing it. And like I say, Sterling is now one of the exciting players at City. You can't wait to see him play. But also, he's one of the most important players at City. This season, he's one of our most important players. The guy's smashing it with goal scoring, smashing it with assists. He's doing bits for us. So it's hard to pick a team that doesn't have Raheem Sterling in it now because of the numbers that he's getting. So, do you know what I mean? He has to be in there. Hopefully, he does play on the right-hand side. I think he will do. I think he'll be like right-hand side, we'll have Raheem, then maybe left-hand side, we'll have Gabby. Honestly, I'm well excited for it. Hopefully, he does bits again because I want this rise to just never stop in it. I want Sterling to be absolutely slamming.
Yeah, you don't want this period that he's going through to just be a little purple patch. You want it to be proper form. You know what I mean? You want it to last till the end of the season, and then obviously going to next season. Obviously, rumours about a possible new contract for Raheem Sterling. Yeah. Well, that's great, but he needs to continue this form. You know what I mean? And we're probably speaking about him more than anyone else at the moment because he wasn't great for a few years. You know what I mean? And he's now smashing it again, but we're all just hoping that it's not just a little bit of sick form. We all want it to be proper concrete form that he continues for the rest of his City career. That's ideally what you want. You want this form to continue. And I feel like in a sort of bad way. I feel like I'm just waiting for him to have another bad game. You know what I mean? Which I don't want to feel that way. And the more that he keeps playing good, the more that I'll transition from waiting for that bad game to not expecting it and just to expect him being good. You know what I mean? Whereas it's still a little bit soon. So anyway, you have to let us know your thoughts on that with Sterling, guys. Are you in that boat? Are you waiting for his next bad game? Or do you think that he's past that now and you're just excited to see him every game and you believe he'll perform? Let us know in the comment section below. Right, let's go into our starting 11. So this is the starting 11 that we would pick if we was manager. We're recording this on the Thursday, so obviously if there's any COVID breakouts or sort of injury knocks or anything like that, then obviously the team would obviously change. Pretty strong team, guys. This is probably our strongest team that we've got. We've gone for Ederson in goal, Walker, Diaz, Laporte, Cancelo. Let us know. Do you think that Diaz should come back into the side for this, or do you think we should stick with Laporte and Stones? It's a difficult one. They did really, really well in the last match. But obviously, I don't know. For me, Diaz just has to play, bro.
Yeah, Diaz is big dog, isn't it? He has to play. Stones and Laporte did smash it though. They had such a good game against a really a strong Chelsea side. So I can see the shout for it, but he just has to come back in. He's too good to not play in it, so he has to just come back in. And then to be fair, I know we've gone Laporte, but if you put Stones next to him, I'm happy about that. To be fair, nowadays, if you put Ake there, I'm happy about that. Do you know what I mean?
You know what? It's actually really, really. That's probably one of the hardest positions to pick right now because. You know, it was previously Diaz, Stones, Diaz, Laporte, whatever. And then obviously Laporte and Stones have been smashing it when they played together against teams where we just dominate the ball. Ake had a revival and was absolutely fantastic for a good few matches. So, like you say, he could play this match and I'd be absolutely fine with that. It's very, very difficult. We have 4 very, very, very good centre-backs. And to be honest, any of them could play. I won't really be bothered. Midfield, strong, bro, innit? You know what I mean? Rodri, De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva. Gundogan unlucky not to miss out there. But, you know, the way these guys are playing at the moment, it's just difficult.
Bernardo has to play every game because he's just mint. De Bruyne obviously smashed it against Chelsea. I say smashed it, but obviously he just got the goal, didn't he? But it was a worldy goal, and he can pick something from nothing just like that. So that in a game where Southampton, if they want to sit back and hit us on the counter kind of thing, and we need to break them down, that's good for us. And obviously Rodri has to play. So I feel sorry for Gundogan because Gundogan is good, and I know that when Gundogan and Bernardo play together, they have a very, very good record together. But for me, I just can't leave out De Bruyne, and then I can't leave out Bernardo. So. Sorry, Gundo, mate.
The only way that you can really get Gundogan in here, as you see from our front three, we've gone Sterling, Foden, Grealish. The only way you can really do that is if you drop Grealish and you put Foden left wing and put Kevin De Bruyne up front, and therefore you can fit Gundogan into the midfield.
I'd like doing that. That for me there, I'd like obviously we're going like this. Start with this, and if things aren't going our way or we need to change it up, I think that's a really good option to go with. We can bring Gundogan, we can switch it about a bit. Do you know what I mean? And then we can push Kev further up the field. I think that's always a good option. That's good. It's a good way to keep the false 9 system, but you're still changing it up.
No, absolutely. So you know that's probably the only. I think most people watching this would go with our team, or you'd go Foden left wing, Kevin up front, and put Gundogan in the middle. I think most of people would go for that. If you have got a different opinion, you got something else that you'd do, let us know in the comment section below. I don't really see what else you can do. I don't see how Jesus could get in the team at the moment with the way that these guys are playing. But yeah, that's the team. It's a big game, as I say. You know, we played before Liverpool. It's going to be good. Try and get these 3 points, put even more pressure on Liverpool without Salah and Mane. We want to be putting as much pressure on them as they can before them guys come back, you know. So big afternoon. By the way, we're going to be doing a tier 3 live stream of the Man United versus West Ham game. It's a big top 4 clash. So if you want to come and join us for that watch along, you can do. Become a tier 3 member. Link is in the description. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video, guys. If you had, please smash a thumbs up on it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Go check out OneFootball. Link in the description. And we'll see you in the next one. See you in a bit.